Hello everyone, welcome to Sports Graph Talk Show. Today we're going to give you Sport Tonic. With me here, to my left, we have a sport analyst, Mr. Dave Omage. Mr. Dave, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gill.
To my right, we have another sport analyst as well, Mr. AY Law. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gab.
It's a pleasure.
Nice being here today.
Yeah, you're welcome. So before we begin, we want to pay tribute to a man that has played this game, a man that have managed this game as well to a large extent. The person was Sven-Göran Eriksson. AY Law. We lost him on the 26th day of August 2024. The man has coached to the highest level. What do you have to say?
Well, it's part of life, sometimes after you get to the peak of a lot of things in life, achievement, comes to a time where you have to bow out. And I think Eriksson has been or was a wonderful player and coach. For those of us who were privileged to watch the Premier League in between the duration where he was active, even Benfica, I think he did a lot of wonderful jobs. He grew players and he made the game beautiful. It's a pity where we've lost him, but cannot question the Almighty.
Of course, because I personally remember when he was the coach of Lazio, SS Lazio then, between the 1999-2000 season, when he was managing players like Marcelo Salas, Juan Sebastian Veron,
Di Natalia, and
Dejan Stankovic, Alessandro Nesta. They are all players that grew from his management, and it's indeed a pain. He went on to manage the English team as well.
Well, I almost wanted to talk about the English team because I remember the year 2002 in that World Cup in Korea, Japan, when Ronaldinho scored that wonderful kick against England that actually eventually took England out of that competition. Sven-Göran Eriksson was the coach of England then.
But he was criticized. I could remember he was criticized for playing for schools far left of the midfield. Leaving room for Lampard and Steven Gerrard.
Well, as at then, the England squad was very tight, choked up with a lot of talents then, so you cannot really question.
He wanted to accommodate.
Yes, he has to accommodate them because you can't put the squads on the bench and the Lampard and the Gerrard. That time, they were at the peak of their various careers. If I were to be the Eriksson, then probably I would do the same. Well, I would do this. I wouldn't blame him. And also, Michael Owen having an early injury in that World Cup also gave England a little bit of a setback in that particular Korea-Japan World Cup. But
for all the same, they lost to the eventual winners of the World Cup.
Yes.
It was a beautiful game of football.
Certainly.
And I still think for a while, he has been one of the best England managers.
So far.
He has been.
Yeah, so
we still have to give kudos to just the immediate past manager who did a good job, also got to finals, but he was defeated at the last hurdle.
About Sven-Göran Eriksson, he won 18 trophies, including the Primera Liga with Benfica. He went on to win the Serie A with SS Lazio that 1999-2000. He went on to win the Super Cup that same season. He did a whole lot.
Well, if you ask me, I would say he's a very good coach, but I wouldn't say he's a super coach. Like the likes. He was a good. During that period, we also have the likes of Marcello Lippi and the likes. In that particular era, the likes of Mario Zagallo that took Brazil to the 1994 World Cup glory, and the likes of Fabio Capello. But having those guys and Eriksson,
and he's omitting the likes of Sir Alex Ferguson.
Certainly.
You can't take club football out of Eriksson. You can't take the credit away from him when you talk about club football.
No, certainly not.
He won so many honors.
Certainly
in
not.
Club football before going to the national team management.
The reason why I will not talk about Alex Ferguson because Eriksson did everything. Coach Lazio, coach Benfica, Parma. It was basically a youth coach that grew talent.
Though he coached Manchester City.
Yes, I wouldn't take anything away from him. But the likes of Alex Ferguson was more or less like a club coach. Though you can't take away his superlative nature of turning talent into big stars. But Eriksson, wonderful coach.
Wow. Our deepest condolences to his family. May God give them the fortitude to bear this great loss and to football in general.
Don't forget, it's a Swedes. So,
yeah.
To all the Swedish men there who lost a great coach, player.
Mr. David, talking about, let's go to the main issue of the day. Talking about Cristiano Ronaldo hitting 900 career goals in official match. What a huge statement.
Well, Ronaldo, he has been a very superlative player in this century. In fact, he's one of those players that I love to watch. And funny enough, like a fine wine, it keeps getting better.
Yeah.
He's almost 40 and he's playing like he's just 20. You know, I could remember Turner 4 during his early years, you know, formative stage, you know, when they introduced him in that competition, the Greece Turner 4 competition that they eventually lost to Greece in a very cranky manner. Yeah. He has, since then, CR7 has been on top of his game. I can't even remember any time that he was under his game anyways, except maybe for a few moments, but it's just a moment. Great player, wonderful goals, good talisman. CR7 is the beast.
Hey, well,
yeah, well, he said it all that he's the beast, but I'm glad he didn't say he's the best. Yes, because I, as a person, Cristiano Ronaldo will give you a lot of goals. Yeah. In his formative stage, he will still give you a lot of entertainment. You cannot take out the fact that he has been a brilliant player, and he still is a brilliant player. Oh, my brother, let him give us a World Cup before we will now crown him. For now, he might be a GOAT, but you know, GOATs come in sizes.
Wow. But you see that enthusiasm in him at the age of almost 40 years now, still pushing, want to win.
He's a fit machine. Let me call him a machine. Because Ronaldo always looks after his body. Till date, there are things this young man does not eat. There are things with all the money he has. And that's why I respect a lot of these white players a lot. Most of our Nigerian players, with all respect to them, once they start achieving a lot of things, some of them now go out of weight. Yeah. And that's why I still respect Victor Osimhen a lot presently. Because he looks after his body. Ronaldo, I see him playing in 2 years, 42 years. Just like his countryman.
Pepe, now just resigned.
Okay, yeah. Pepe, yes.
Yeah, Pepe is so fit. Pepe, there's a match I watched against Lukaku. When Lukaku jumped people, they fly out of the stadium. When he hit Pepe
catch
was the one that went to the ground. Lukaku as huge as he is.
Pepe catch up.
Yeah, so Pepe is a fit machine, just like Ronaldo. They look after themselves, and kudos to him. He has done brilliantly well. Although I'm not a fan of Ronaldo because I'm a Chelsea fan. Proudly to say, I'm not a fan of Ronaldo, but I'm a fan of beautiful football. Yeah. And sometimes when I watch him, even yesterday he had a goal. He scored a goal against Croatia. I think the second goal of Portugal. So he's even at 39, 38, he's still banging in the goals. 900 goals. Kudos to him. I wish he can reach 1,000 before he retires.
Yeah, talking about football, you can't take away dedication, discipline in terms of football.
I was about
to. Those things are embedded in him. You can see it in him.
That is why Mr. Ewalo said he's a machine. You know, you can't be a machine without maintenance. You know, you can remember that Euros competition where there was a coke placed in his front and the water. He has to boom the coke aside. That doesn't mean that he doesn't take coke. Yeah. But he's just trying to say, please, don't spoil my dedication. Don't come and tempt me with.
Maybe Coca-Cola has not given him an advert money. That's why.
You know these guys, but Coca-Cola lost 4 billion just because of that push anyway. So I wouldn't want to say that. But he's a dedicated, sharp, and always keeping to his own to ensure that he's always on that top level. I don't see Ronaldo, even not for the fact that maybe he went to Saudi Arabia to just do a few things there, maybe because of image and other things. So also put the Saudi Arabia league in a spotlight. Yeah. He can still play in the Premier League. I can still bet my chest that if Ronaldo comes to the Premier League, he will still compete with the top guys who are there because he's a dedicated sportsman that knows his game.
Well, let us not forget that before he went to Saudi Arabia, he came to Man U for his second stint.
Yeah, exactly.
And he performed below par. But I don't blame him for that. Because we still look at the present day Manchester United, they are still struggling.
They are struggling.
You know, Man City wanted him. Yeah. But Man U did everything possible for Man City not to get him. If Man